And I've seen the opposite
I give
too.
10. I give 10s to all the Star Wars movies.
I've seen a lot of
Really?
Even one.
I like Star Wars movies.
No. But there's nothing that is wrong with them.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I just said
I
I
don't
just
think-
like giving them a good score.
I don't think a 10 out of 10 honestly means like, oh, it's an absolutely perfect thing. Like,
Yeah,
there's
no.
always going to be flaws with shit, but you can still give something a 10 out of 10 without like.
It's not necessarily it has no flaws. It's just how much you like it, along with features of the movie. It's more of like
I
a
think it's
emotional
like
thing.
the flaws at that point, if it's a 10 out of 10, are usually like just minor
Nitpicks,
nitpicking things,
yeah.
and then like they're like all the major stuff is fine and it works, but there are like tinier things that fucking bother you about.
Now
the
I can
movie.
understand like
Emotionally, it's a 10 for me because I fucking love Star Wars, as you can tell.
now I can understand giving
That's why I
maybe
give it a 10.
I really can't.
Everything else, I'm very objective about.
I can understand giving maybe
Really?
1 and 2. I can understand giving
Well,
1
when
and
it comes
2
to
maybe a
scoring.
10, but
What?
not the third one.
1 and 2 numerically? Chronological.
Chron-
4 or 5,
chronological.
like
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry.
Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, or New Hope.
No,
and
no, New Hope and
Okay,
and,
chronologically.
Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not at all. Whenever I talk about them chronologically.
Why?
I don't.
It's easier to do numerically
Yeah,
because
I-
that's like the numbers that they are given.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, everybody I've talked to talks about them
cool to say.
chronologically. So when I say, "Oh, I like 1 and
They're stupid.
I like 4 and 5," they're like, "Oh, you're talking about the prequels." I'm like, "No, I promise."
It's very.
Who the hell would
Dangerous.
say they like that 4 and 5?
Nobody.
Like, no, it's like you don't talk about them in numbers and then say, "Oh no, I mean like the number they came out." That's not how it works.
Yeah, no one would say 4 and 5 when they're talking about 1 and
I'm
2.
talking about people that aren't into the Star Wars universe that just know
Well,
Star Wars.
people
came
who
out.
aren't into the Star Wars universe are gonna say them 1, 2, 3, 4,
Numerically.
5, 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I can understand giving 4 and 5 maybe a 10, but I don't know about 6.
6 was good. I
Six
like
was-
6 the
six
most.
3 and 6 are my favorites.
Six
Well,
was-
6 was the
7 now,
best.
6 was good.
4
but
was
four's
slow and boring.
but- Oh, so
5
boring.
5 started bringing in more action
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
I don't know. I feel
4
like
was
they're-
definitely the slowest of the trilogy.
I don't feel like
of the
6
original trilogy.
I feel like 6 would be like an 8. Like I feel like there are things about it that aren't that great.
Like what?
I
Particular,
mean, the thing is, like,
Well-
that's the best of them all because they had a budget and like all these special effects and like
Well-
all this
Well,
new
the thing
awesome
is, though,
stuff.
there needs to be a question: are we talking like just ones that we like, or are we saying we think these are the best ones? Because those are two different things.
What
Like
do
you
I-
can like a bad movie,
That is true.
so are we saying?
which is technically the best. And we're not talking about
Yeah,
my
like
favorites.
which one are we talking about?
Okay.
For me, the best one.
The best one to me is probably 7.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen
No,
7.
yeah.
I'd really like to see. I can't wait. I'm
Honestly,
excited.
I would say one of the best is 3 because of just like how much they just do, and there's like a lot of scenes that there's no like talking, and it's just like it still gets driven, like all this
A lot
like,
of action scenes.
yeah, like whenever Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting in the lava thing, they talk, but there's also
Yeah.
a lot of scenes where they're just not
It's
talking.
a
I have
lot
the
of
high
emotion
ground.
just in what they're doing.
Oh.
Yeah,
really.
and like Anakin's just like staring at Obi-Wan, and it's just there's so much
Tension.
so
Yeah.
much tension and so
There's
much said that's
emotion.
Yeah.
not said.
Yeah, there's so much emotion conveyed without dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would think 3 is one of the higher ones. I haven't thought about this, but I would just say that.
I can understand that, but for me,
Clearly, fucking Phantom Menace is the best
Dude.
Star Wars movie.
So good.
Mason, you were asking the problems I had with 6.
Yeah.
For one, and I may get like major flack for this, but Ewoks. I hate the Ewoks.
Well,
I don't hate them.
there's
I
that-
just think
there's
it's weird.
They are
the-
so annoying.
Ewok cutoff date.
Ugh.
It's weird how like they're killing stormtroopers with rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say the suspension of disbelief required for me to believe that they
Pretty
can
high.
kill even one stormtrooper, let alone an entire legion of.
I like the traps that they set up with the 2 logs where like smashed at or whatever.
But it's so
it's
so
an AT-ST.
stupid. It's slapstick comedy in a Star Wars movie.
Well,
We're
I mean,
getting-
jump scares.
It's not
in
really
the new one.
slapstick. Jar Jar slapstick. That's just
No,
like
slapstick comedy is
simple
like
humor.
Charlie Chaplin style comedy.
We
No,
know what
yes.
fucking slapstick comedy is. We're
I'm
saying
saying
like
in
when you're-
relation to Star Wars,
Yeah, one
Jar
is
Jar
by
is
far the
slapstick.
worst about that. 6,
the Ewoks are just like they're kind
Well,
of like a
That's
they're just cutesy.
unformidable foe.
well, I'm saying that I cannot believe that that Ewoks are able to take down an entire army of
That's the point.
That's not an entire army.
stormtroopers.
It was
Or
A
not an
legion,
entire army.
It was a
of
battalion.
stormtroopers.
It's a fleet at most.
Yeah,
A
it's not
battalion.
definitely not a legion.
It was
either.
like maybe 30 or 40.
But them
It was like
also
one
them
little
believing
group
that them
atheist.
believing that
Like a few
C-3PO
bikes.
is able to is a god just grinds the second act to a halt.
Wait, what?
Why?
Their belief
No,
that
that-
C-3PO is a god,
He's
He's
a big
golden.
gold thing. Of
Yeah.
course they'll think he's a god.
I'm saying
it makes perfect
it
sense.
grinds the second act
If
to
you want
a
to,
halt.
if you want to bring up a point like that,
So,
it's,
It's
less.
the beginning of the second act.
If you want to bring up a point like that, it's less believable that they would think Jack Sparrow is a god on that island in the
Yeah.
second one.
Right?
Like that's the
Perfect.
same
In the
premise.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to
Like
think.
I didn't
it's
hear
the
him say
same premise that like this guy's a god, we're gonna do everything for him, but it's less believable with Jack Sparrow because C-3PO is golden. He is
Yeah.
literally just this being
no.
that is made of gold.
I'm not saying that it's unbelievable that they would do that. I'm
These
saying
lesser
that
beings.
it stops the story in its tracks.
How?
It's
how though?
it's
it brings it forward. They stopped it and then brought it forward.
For me, it completely takes away from what they are trying to do. The whole C-3PO thing,
Explain, please.
he became less funny as the movies
I don't
went
think he was
on.
ever supposed to be
supposed to be
funny.
Yeah.
funny.
He's
He was funny in the first couple.
R2-D2 was the one that was comic relief,
Yeah.
and then
He was just the
C-3PO was-
translator.
yeah,
Yeah,
he let
pretty
everybody
much.
know how funny he was.
yeah. Like C-3PO wasn't supposed to be funny.
I thought C-3PO was funny in the first two.
I mean, like it's funny because he's all like whiny and stuff, but
and
like,
then he became stupid and an asshole in the prequels. that was
okay,
dumb.
What?
C-3PO stopped being
He
funny in the
acted-
prequels.
he
That's the
acted the
thing, is,
exact
like-
same way.
Yeah, he acted the same way. Not only that, it was really he never really had scenes where he was funny by himself. It was usually banter between him and R2D2. And
Yeah.
without R2D2, he is not funny because of R2.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, actually, never mind.
what do you keep saying? Yeah, we're arguing your point.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that I'm not saying C-3PO is
Me
funny
too.
by himself. I'm saying that C-3PO was what provided the comic relief, even though R2D2 technically provided the dialogue.
Technically, 3PO was the one that let us know R2 was being funny.
Yeah,
Although they didn't have to do that in the new one. There was no translator. Think about that with BB.
Yeah.
There was no one translating. But
Well, yeah, it was kind of like you just had to guess based off of what like everyone was saying.
and that's amazing.
Yeah,
I
love
like that. It's way less forward and
Well, the
more
thing is,
believable, other than them repeating exactly
it's way
what he
less
said.
just obvious.
Oh yes, I do think this,
Yeah, but
rather than like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like with even like that thing with like Han and Chewie, like they would just be like, instead of saying, "What do you mean that?"
yeah, like no one. There was a
You
lot
mean
less
none of it.
translation in that movie. There was
Yeah.
just a lot more like they respected the audience and they were like,
That's 'cause
okay,
Lucas is a terrible fucking writer.
Yeah. Well, my other problem is, I know this is a major complaint, but Boba Fett.
Oh
What?
god, everyone
Boba
just
Fett-
started talking about that recently because somebody brought it up.
No.
Everyone
I'm
fucking-
saying that the fact that Boba Fett is built up to be this huge badass
He's
bounty
not.
hunter
That's the thing.
in the first
not.
two movies.
People latched on to him. In the first two movies, he was just a guy,
Yeah,
just
he
like
really
Jabba
was.
the Hutt.
he's
He
a
was just a
powerful enough
dude.
bounty hunter to have dinner with Darth Vader.
Well, no, he was
Because
there
he was-
because he was there because
Dude,
he got
you're sure
hired,
this-
yeah, he was being hired,
and because Han Solo was a part of his. Like they're like, hey, I'll help you find him because I want Han Solo. And he's like, okay, I'll let you have Han Solo.
like legitimately,
Like that's
he
all it
just
was. It
hired.
wasn't. You're really cool. Come with me.
That's why he's a bounty hunter. He's
Yeah.
a guy for hire.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
I'm
he
saying
wasn't.
that
He wasn't
hire.
built up at all. He
For-
was just a random dude.
the way that I perceived it, he was not he was built up in the sense that everybody else like praised him, but it was the fact that he has arguably the second coolest ship in the Star Wars universe, and that's the time that we see him
Again.
before.
Also, barely even talked about. Like the whole thing is, people have made him a bigger deal through the years because everyone like there was so little known about him that people are like, this guy's really cool. Let's find out more. Let's make more stuff about him. Like in the original one, it's like he's like, okay, it's a guy. Like no one gave a shit.
But
30
he's
years
such
ago.
a formidable enemy to them.
but he's not.
chasing them throughout the entirety of the first two movies.
They talk about him like the main characters talk about him 2 or 3 times throughout the entire series.
He is legitimately the one guy who no one gave 2 fucks.
Yeah.
for.
He
It
may
wasn't
be the
until
worst bounty
later.
hunter ever, but he
Well,
was still
yeah.
this super formidable guy. He doesn't kill like one person, But he was a
A
super.
bounty hunter doesn't kill people. He's the one he captures people.
Kills or
Well,
captures. It
dead or
Yeah,
depends.
it's
alive.
dead or alive.
It depends on what the contract
Dead
is.
or
Yeah.
alive.
But it was the fact that
Nice.
he's a formidable enough foe that he's able to pursue them throughout the entirety of the first two movies, and then in the third movie he just dies like a little bitch
Yes,
You mean the sixth
because he wasn't
accidentally.
he wasn't supposed to be a big character.
Because
People
he's a
have
little
made him a
bitch.
big character. You got to think. In the 70s, he was
80s.
just another. Well, yeah, technically 70s through 80s.
Yeah,
like-
79.
Like he was just another guy. Like no one gave a shit. He was a second character.
It is 79.
Now over the 30 years, people have made him a bigger deal. He wasn't a big deal back when they made the movies.
Yeah.
He's just become a big deal. He's become an icon that
And he was
people
never
latch
meant to
onto.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's just one of those things people latched onto him. They thought he was interesting looking and he could have potential, so they gave him
He does a
potential.
really cool design. I
And then,
gotta say.
and then JJ created a far more interesting character in
And then-
one day. Then, like for 2 weeks, it became a meme.
Why Kylo Ren?
No.
No. Now I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it because it's honestly a really good scene that just
Super
comes out of
cool.
nowhere.
But I have to say,
Nice.
Wow.
I don't like.
I've done that on purpose.
I don't like
Good job.
Luke's one redeemable thing at the end of the
You don't
sixth
like
movie.
his redeemable thing?
Yeah.
Can you finish, please?
Yeah.
So Luke all but succumbs to the dark side, right?
Yes.
I would not agree with that, but okay.
I mean, he almost did.
I mean, he straight up is about to kill Darth Vader, and then he decides,
No.
wait a sec, that's not what a Jedi would do, and then doesn't. But
Okay.
beforehand, he becomes this cocky, arrogant asshole to Jabba at the beginning of that movie.
He's just showing his power.
But
yeah,
a true
Showing
Jedi,
dominance.
a true
He's
Jedi
not a
aren't
true
supposed to
Jedi.
be.
but there are no true Jedi.
The thing is, he doesn't know
At
what a
that
true
point,
Jedi
yeah.
is.
yeah, like
'Cause
he
he's
has
the only
absolutely
fucking
no
one.
idea.
Was he not taught by Yoda?
Well, he was, but Yoda didn't teach him what a Jedi. He taught him how to use his powers.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
he
that was it.
basically taught him how to not kill himself
He
with his
told
power.
he told him how to use his powers and not go to dark side.
That's super
He
true.
didn't learn the finite
because there's no Jedi Order.
Yeah, like
Not
he
anymore.
wouldn't know.
Yeah,
He
it's
wouldn't know
just-
what an actual Jedi's supposed to do.
He
He
just
was
knows the
showing his
word.
power, hoping it would intimidate him.
But it's just the fact that it's so out of character for him.
We don't. I mean, it's not.
It's really not.
In the earlier
In
movies,
hindsight, it might be a little bit, but
in the earlier movies, he was shyer and less ready to jump to action, and then he goes and sees Yoda.
His character
the
fucking
point.
changes.
it's
His
He
character
goes through
develops.
development.
a
Yeah.
development.
I know, but
He's
it
a
makes him.
character.
He became he got power. So,
But then it gets to his head.
well, it doesn't get to his head. He's just using it.
I would
He's-
say it
he's-
goes to his head a
It
little
goes
bit,
to his
but
head-
it's not to that extent.
It goes
Well,
to his
yeah.
head until he's about to kill Vader, and then
But he's never about to kill Vader.
Yeah,
He's
I don't know where the
defending
fuck you're
himself.
getting that
That
from.
entire scene, he's defending himself because his father is attacking him.
Well, no.
and then he's like,
he
I'm not
straight
gonna
up
kill him.
wails on Vader with
Well,
his
it's
lightsaber.
that part. But then when he's like, he gets mad because he was talking about how he found out about Leia being his sister. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna go get her, and he's like, no, and got angry about that.
No.
Well, that's the thing. He's
I don't
defending
want
his
it.
sister at that point.
Well, yeah,
I don't think
but
he's
doing
ever-
it out of anger.
He's
because
doing it out
like,
of
"You
anger,
won't
but he's
do
never
that."
attacking Vader to attack Vader. He's always doing it for someone else.
No, I mean,
But he's
he was
letting
like-
his anger and rage control him.
He was
But-
attacking Vader to make sure he couldn't go after her. So he was
Yeah.
trying to kill him.
I wouldn't
He
He
say
had
trying
his
to kill him.
lightsaber
Well, yeah,
like
because
up
he-
to Vader's face.
He cut his hand off and was gonna kill him, but then the Emperor was like, "Ha, you doing it?" And he's like, "Oh wait,
Oh wait, shit, you're right.
you should, no, no, I'm not."
Yeah. And it's like, then
That's why
because
he doesn't have his lightsaber, because he throws it away and then he doesn't pick it back up.
what?
I was wondering why everyone was worried
Don't
about
hey,
this.
don't hey,
Well,
don't.
It's not. We're
hey.
not saying it's about 7. It's just a thing.
that makes sense now.
Oh.
I never understood that. It's like why?
Yeah.
Wait,
why
Luke
is
does
it-
that? And whenever he
Yeah,
he
'cause-
Yeah, he tosses
Closes
his
it,
saber
throws
aside.
it.
Cuts his hand off and he's like when the Emperor's like, "Ha, you're doing it." He's like, "I won't do it for you." And he throws it away.
Well, that just still doesn't explain how it got to where it was.
No,
but
yeah.
no, because
I'm sure there's
the
more.
lightsaber in this one is the first lightsaber. In the
also the
in
lightsaber's
six,
crazy awesome.
he's got a different lightsaber.
What, the crossguard one?
No. I'm just talking like literally the design
not
of the
crossguard, by the
of
way.
the lightsaber.
It's not?
No, I can explain to you what it is, what it's used for if you want me to, but
Well, I already
it's
explained
shown-
what he does with it, like what the.
Yeah. You already told me the whole like he uses it to like press into the guy's shoulder.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's the intention. That's just what he did.
But it is essentially a crossguard, right?
Not really.
Fighting.
I mean, think about it. Like, there's a little bit of metal that protrudes out on each side to actually have the fucking blade come
Yeah.
out. So if it was a crossguard, wouldn't it just come out anyway? So it wouldn't actually be able to be sliced off by a lightsaber. Because
Well, the thing is, it's flowing through it rather than coming from it. So it's coming from the middle out. It's just like the guard's supposed to funnel it, like the pieces of metal. Are
I understand what you're
funneled.
saying,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like if it's meant to be a crossguard, you could easily just swipe that shit
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like he's got two different lightsabers. Luke has two different lightsabers throughout the series. He's got the one that came from Anakin, which is the silver one with the blue.
The blue that he
He
uses
made
in the
his
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one
In the
there
sixth.
that he made. Yeah.
the green
But
one.
no, I was just talking about literally the design of the lightsaber handle is so much better in
For
the
which one?
in the seventh one. It's the one that they find. It's so good because like there's things on it. It's
the
not.
same design from the original ones.
No, they make it like more. There's more there. It's not just a tube anymore.
Well, it wasn't a tube. It had all that stuff. Like it's the same lightsaber from the original one. Like they even like when Anakin.
It might have been
in
the 3D
original
that was
ones.
messing with me that made it look like there's more.
I mean, I think it's because you
Awesome.
got to actually like look at it up close because you never looked at it up close in the original ones, except for like.
It's
when
just
he
it looked
first handed
so
it to you.
detailed. It just looked like there was so much going on.
I gotta say, I really like Dooku's design of his lightsaber.
Where it's curved.
Yeah. That was a really cool
I just
design.
like that they like changed lightsabers. Like they're not just all like tubes with stuff on it. Like they can actually be different.
Well, they've always had that.
Although I don't think I personally
The
don't
dark
think
saber's
Kylo
really
Ren's
cool.
lightsaber is meant to be like that.
I love the
Well,
dark
yeah,
saber.
Like the thing is, he made it himself.
Yeah, it looks like shit.
I don't remember what the name of the chick that has the dark saber. What her name is? Did they
The
say that the
Darksaber?
extended universe is no longer canon?
Yeah, it's no longer canon.
Are you serious?
So Force Unleashed, everything, literally everything aside from like
the movies.
the movies are canon.
The TV shows, like the new Clone
Wait,
Wars TV
Rebels?
show and Rebels are canon, and then just the movies.
There's one game that is
What?
possibly canon because there's an added shot in I think 4 or 5. I think it's 4, where like a similar ship model to the Millennium Falcon like takes off from the planet and zooms out, and it's God, I can't remember his name, but he's the protagonist of God damn it, what the fuck is that name? The name of that game? I'm gonna look that up real quick because I can't remember what the fuck it is. I think it's like Empire.
Oh! I know what you're talking
They're
about.
letting
Where his
tiny
name's like
people.
Alex or something like that.
Name definitely not Alex.
He's a bounty hunter.
He's not a bounty hunter. He's like Han Solo. He's a smuggler.
Yeah, that's what I
The
meant.
guy
Who?
with the big hat.
Who are we talking
Are
about?
you
The guy
talking
that
about
the guy with the race. It has a race through Tatooine's city, like the like adobe houses type. It's like a land speeder level.
Adobe.
Do you know
I
what
don't-
like that's what the like clay houses are. It's Adobe. That's what the clay is called. Is Adobe clay. I think
I
it's
don't know what the
they're
fuck you're
called.
talking
No,
about.
okay.
honestly,
If you name the game, I'll be able to tell you if it's the same one I was thinking of.
Like what? It's not like Knights of the Old Republic or anything.
No,
it's not
no.
that.
It's for
It's
N64, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's an N64 game.
Fuck yeah. well,
Okay, so then we're talking
Shadows
about
of
the
the
same.
Empire. I think that was it.
Oh.
Yeah, what Shadows of the
What's the
Empire?
name of the main character?
I'm
Bob.
trying to find it.
Darth Bob.
He's a good guy.
Darth Bob.
Angel
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah, but they added that in.
Yeah.
So that one particular
Austin.
character is
That's stupid.
is still
But
somehow
there's still batteries.
Dash Rendar.
Yeah,
that was his
Yeah,
fucking name.
that's what
I
it
thought
is.
it was
Dash
supposed to be
fucking
like
Rendar.
Richard
Dash
Bob.
Rendar.
That's a good
Okay.
fucking name.
So
Yeah.
bad.
Confused. I think they changed that because people.
It was actually Dash from The Incredibles, but
Well, it's because they don't. It doesn't come with a charging cord.
Let me
so
see.
They had to put.
oh,
batteries-
Xbox.
they had to make
Ugh,
batteries.
gross.
The controller is awesome.
Is it?
I don't like it at
Is
all.
it really?
Yes.
I think it's
way better
worse than the
DualShock.
360.
I
Well,
really.
What?
It's
No.
not as bad. It's not as bad as the original Xbox. Gotta say
The
that.
Duke.
The original one, you gotta cross the
Dude.
River Nile to hit the A button. It was ridiculous.
Shit, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Dash Rendar.
Yeah,
That-
before that.
That was the character.
We were just talking about Star Wars in
I-
general.
I've noticed it.
I really wish the extended universe was still canon because I
Well,
really like the Force Unleashed books. Not the game.
The
Don't worry about the game. The books were fun.
the
The book.
the writers
one.
Yes,
Writers-
yes, we understand. You said it
books,
4
books,
fucking
books.
times.
Writers can take anything they want from the EU and make it canon. Like if they're like, I like that, we'll take that and make that canon.
Well, who
Like they
decided
pick
that
and
that isn't canon anymore?
Disney.
Disney.
Because
Really?
They didn't want to have to license all that shit.
Oh, I
And
hate
the licensing would probably cost more than what they paid for the Star Wars franchise.
Also, there's a
5
possibility of both the Darth Maul game coming back because Red Fly Studios, the remaining guys from that studio,
Mhm.
have been constantly like they've been saying like we're pitching the idea again to them, like we've made a new prototype and shit like that. At least,
I'd really
from what
like
I've heard,
them-
like they've made a new prototype and they've been like showing it off to them. So there's a possibility of that coming back, and also some producers or something, some people who worked on 1313 are pretty much saying verbatim like there is a high likely chance that
Yeah.
1313 is going to come back,
I heard about that.
which is fucking great.
I would
happy.
really like to see a backstory for Darth Maul.
Well, they have a comic for it, but yeah,
But now it's not.
obviously that's
Now it's not canon.
I'm
Well,
sure
I'm
they'll
saying
probably make it canon though. I don't think they'll come up with a new story.
Well, I'm
Well,
saying
they'll
that
probably change
Spider
stuff, but
legs.
I'm saying that because all we got of Darth Maul is he comes in and doesn't say like a word.
well, comics he's got backstory.
Well, yeah, but now
But
that's
he
not
totally-
canon.
totally
Yeah,
does
back and
talk
forth.
though.
I mean, but
Soon, what is it? I don't know.
You
Like
did.
he had that one scene from like I always forget that's a scene in the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that. Soon we'll reveal ourselves to the Jedi. Soon.
Doesn't he like
have revenge.
hide the fact that it's a double saber for a while? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, they only
they-
have one
They don't
out,
show
and,
it off till the end.
and then
they don't
it's
show
like,
it till the end of,
Oh,
of
sure.
one.
But they showed it in the commercial, so it wasn't a big deal.
Did they really?
That's bullshit.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's stupid.
they're like, we gotta get people to come in.
The only salvageable thing.
Nah, people would have come in. Like that was the thing.
That's-
was,
Phantom Menace.
That's the thing.
Darth
They
Maul was
thought
cool.
that they.
like everyone went to see it. Like people saw it a lot.
Yeah.
Like almost everyone that went and saw it, like opening day, saw it multiple times.
Does everybody hate General Grievous? Because I really
Grievous
like
the
General
The
Fourth?
Grievous.
way he was
Yeah.
implemented was bad. Like I like the character if he, I don't know. I like the character because he's all big and robotic and cool. But
I like it.
I like that
He's
he
cool.
used the lightsabers of.
I honestly don't see how the fuck Kenobi beat him though.
yeah, like
I don't
it-
see
Yeah.
how that was
like
a good
from
thing.
building him up in like the cartoons, like the
Yeah.
original cartoons, and then the animated
Well-
show. Like he's killing multiple Jedi's. Like he's fighting multiple Jedi's, and then Obi-Wan just like cuts his hands off immediately.
Well, I was
Well-
gonna say I like the fact that he uses the lightsabers of the people that he's killed. That is some intense stuff right there.
I think it's because, Obi-Wan was a master
Oh.
Jedi, and he had the Force on his side, but General Grievous didn't have the
He can't
Force.
use the
Well,
Force,
sure, but
yeah.
at the same time, like, what about all the other Jedi that he's fought?
They were just sucked.
No, he's killed masters. Like
Yeah.
Now General Grievous
again, that's not
was
canonical
General
anymore.
Grievous was a actual general, right? And then he got
No,
he
he was like
he wasn't originally built as a droid, was he?
no, he's from a tribe, like a lesser, like not like
Wait, he's
really,
an android?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not just a
Scary
straight-
as fuck.
He's not just a straight up robot. Like he was a person, and then
yeah, like he
He was
was
super fucked up.
he's
Yeah.
part of like a
That's
semi
scary.
like
Yeah, if you-
semi
if you look
intelligent
at-
race. Like I was intelligent, but not like advanced.
yeah.
They're like semi advanced. And then like I don't know, like he wanted to be a Jedi, but he wasn't Force sensitive, so he hated the Jedi. And Palpatine saw that, and he's like, I like that. So he crashed his ship and then rebuilt him,
cute.
so he could be a
Kiss on the
bigger and
cheek.
better.
That
He's
is
like-
legitimately the scariest thing ever.
What
for
General
some reason.
Grievous?
Because I thought he was a robot.
Yeah.
No,
And like
no.
he's so robotic in design that it's hard for me to see the fact
His
that he's,
eyes are real eyes.
Yeah, if you go back and look at it, you can see like underneath like some of like the parts where like there's clearly like flesh.
Like he's got like
It's-
veins
it
and
is
stuff in his
messed
face, and then,
up.
like the
It's
part where
super
he
cool.
breaks his
It's-
chest open, he's got like organs and stuff in there.
It's nasty but awesome, dude. I love General
That's
Grievous.
creepy. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, I'm freaking out.
He's literally like he's in a bowl, and then the bowl, and then he's got a body built.
He's in
around
like
the
a
bowl.
fish bowl.
Yeah,
That's funny.
like
Oh my
it's just
God.
all that's like natural of him is his chest and his head.
Yeah.
Well, and like he's got
Well,
brain
just his
and
brain and his eyes.
and I think his vocal cords.
It's straight nasty. No, his vocal cords aren't real.
I don't know. There's something on his neck that's organic.
He's a smoker.
Well, he does cough a lot. Which is, it's funny that he coughs a lot, and then like the only reason you would know why he did that was if you watched the cartoon that came out before it.
Talking about that weird fucking
Yeah, the actual like cartoon, like the
not Clone
cartoon.
Wars,
Yeah.
but the Clone Wars that
The
came
Clone
out
Wars,
before
yeah.
the Clone Wars.
the
What? Not the
short
3D
series.
animated one, but the other one.
Yeah, the 2D animated
Yeah.
one.
2D animated
that came out around the same time as the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Actually, because the 2D Clone Wars came out before 2 came out, and then the animated one came out after 3.
The fucking pale, like white pale, fucking I don't know if she's a chick or whatever, but like that one with the fucking 2
Asajj
lightsabers.
Ventress.
Dude,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
so fucking cool. I fucking
She
see
had,
her more and more shit.
Didn't she have 2 white lightsabers at some point?
So,
That's she had that
Because she didn't want to be associated with the Jedi, so she made herself white lightsabers.
Yeah.